10 Sports. I'm Lucky from Lucky's Elite Breaks, joined by Scotty from Scotty's Card Check. Josh is resting. He had a 27-hour day of driving and traveling to South Carolina. He'll be back next week. But just me and Scotty this week. How you doing, Scotty?
Doing good. Been sorting through a bunch of cards. I got like a lot of cards I got to get rid of. I partnered up with a buddy of mine, sent him about, I don't know, it was roughly around 2,500 to 3,000 cards. I'm paying him commission on everything he sells, so he's working on getting top dollar.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited. Yeah, so I just told him once everything sells, then pay me, because if he pays me like a little here, a little there, guess where it's all going back into?
The cards, of
Yeah.
course.
And then by the time he sells those, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, I got all these. So yeah, I'm trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff before I get stuff back. Basically, I want to use that money, anything he gets from that, because it's not really like anything like real super special. It's like in cars that are like anywhere between like $1 to $5. I did give him some like pretty good stuff. Gave him like a Mac Jones short print, and gave him a Mahomes numbered to 24. I basically gave him like all my good football stuff to get rid of, and then I gave him like a whole bunch of baseball, but not, like I said, nothing special. But I'm using that money to submit the cards that I want to submit into PSA, and then I'm also going through another one because it's my favorite slab, Arena Club. I think you've probably seen those, yeah, through Josh. So I'm using that money. I already have how many cards? I think I have like 40 cards already all prepped up and ready to go. I'm just waiting on some of those sales from him just to send off, because it does get expensive, but I have to get all this stuff done by the very, very end of May, because we have that next card show, me and my brother. So we're doing like our higher end stuff to PSA. And then like I have a lot of like $5 to $10 cards that I'm sending into Arena Club just to kind of like boost that, but they have a much faster turnaround time than PSA. So the reason I'm doing both like that is just in case the PSA hits a snag and I don't get the cards back in time. I know for sure at least all the Arena Club will come back, and we'll have plenty of slabs to sell at the show. And then the PSA we'll just sell at the following show.
How much is Arena Club to submit?
So the Arena Club actually has something that's pretty cool. So they have two different options that you can do. It's you can do $14 a card, and it's a 30 business day turnaround and comes back, or you can option to put the cards in like a vault that they have, and it sells on their website, and they just take a small, I think it's like just a couple bucks off of whatever it sells off of.
That's pretty cool.
And that doesn't cost anything actually for them to grade it.
Oh, okay.
They won't charge you for the grading. They charge you for like, it's like a percentage of whatever it sells for or whatever. And to me, that's not a bad deal, because basically you send in the card, they grade it, they put it up on the website. When it sells, you get your money. I think that's it's a little thinking outside the box. I think that was pretty good.
It should bring in a lot of business doing that, because that's a pretty good, especially for resellers that, pull good cards, just a one-stop shop, sending in to get graded and have it been sold.
Yeah, and it's good. Like if you don't go to shows, or like maybe you have a hard time selling online, or you just don't want to deal with it, like if they take care of all that, then that's fantastic. I do need to look in. Well, actually, no, because they would take care of all. I was gonna say I need to look into the shipping, but obviously they would have to ship it off because they would have the card there with them.
Right.
And so I don't know if I'm pretty sure you have to give them the asking price point on it, or maybe they do like a declared value on it, and then they stick it up there. I don't know. I'll have to look at the exact stuff, but depending, because they're my favorite slabs. I'm not gonna lie. Out of everyone, I like it because it's a nice design. It's like basically the same size as the PSA. They're almost identical in size, but when you turn around the card on the back, it's like what is the HEA, where it has the like what's wrong with the cards, like why did you get maybe a grade. So on the back side it has the four grades, the corners, the
surface,
all that stuff. So they don't have it on the back side where it's not visible, and then the front side is like the grade. And they have two different 10 grades, which I thought was interesting. They also do the half grade. They have it's like a gold 10 where the card is just like, because I've seen some 10s where I'm like, I don't know how this graded a 10. So I'm
Right.
wondering if it the way it is like the card is completely flawless. Like a gold 10 it's completely flawless. I couldn't find anything. And then a 10 where it's like that iffy point where like 9.5, 10, but we'll give you the 10. Because I feel like PSA does that. Okay, so that the hit parade from your last break that you did, the one that I won, I think do you remember was it the Luis Roberts?
Yeah.
I think what it was. So that's a PSA 10, right? But when I got it and I looked at it, there's a soft corner on the back right hand side of it. And it was bad enough that I was kind of like, if I can catch it, like just looking at the card, flipping it around, I don't know how it grades a 10.
Yeah, that's it.
So
And that was Beckett, right? That's a Beckett one.
no, it's PSA.
Oh, it's PSA. Okay.
Yeah, it's PSA. So, that goes to show that, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of cards that I've looked at them. Like, there's been like a lot of 9s that I've seen from PSAs, even lower than 9s, even some 8s that I've looked at, and I'm was really confused as to why I got that grade. Card centering was good, corners looked good, surface looked great. I don't know if under a light, if it maybe had some fingerprints or something, they got rid of them on that, but
Right.
who knows? But yeah, Arena Club, really, really. If you've never seen or heard of them, I would look them up, and they got a little different style of what they do.
And that's I think a co-owner is Derek Jeter, right? He's involved in that.
No, I don't think it's the Arena Club. I think Derek Jeter has another one. Josh knows. Josh knows all about. Josh is the grading guy. You can just name off a random one and he'll just know who it is. The other one I know that's really low end that I don't see. It's weird. I do see some of them, but it's 3D grading.
Oh yeah, I've seen 3D. Yeah.
But I don't like I don't like the slaps. I don't like the color. I don't know why he chose orange, because it sticks out so much. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, I like how Beckett has like the white and black, or like I guess silver and black for theirs. The PSA is just a simple white.
With the red border.
Yep, and the Arena Club is a black. It's like a sleek black with. They're kind of like how not Beckett but SGC is.
Yeah,
it's kind of that. But
I was gonna say my two favorites are CSG and HGA. I just love those slabs and how they look.
Yeah, I do like CSG. They got pretty decent stuff too. Yeah, it's just I feel like there's enough grading companies that people don't have to stick with PSA anymore. Even though I know a lot of people say like, yeah, the PSA holds its value, but that could really change at any given time with the way that the industry is blowing up, and some of these other companies are starting to get more and more business. I mean, like how Topps had the that deal with SGC.
Yep.
The new Topps that came out, they do the $9 grading. So, when you see stuff like that, it's, I mean, I think SGC does a pretty good job of holding its value, and then I think Beckett does all right too.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think we're going to go into the first thing we wanted to talk about is well, at least I wanted to talk about it because I'm a Chicago Bears fan, but let's talk about the Bears draft pick trade. I accidentally pressed that twice, so it's going to look weird. It doesn't matter anyway. So Bears traded their number one pick. Right? Number one pick to the Carolina Panthers. And I wrote it all down exactly what they got. So they got the number 9 pick, the number 61 pick, 2024 first round pick, 2025 second round pick, and DJ Moore. And I love it because, like I've been saying here for weeks, right, that we have to trade for a receiver. We got to give Fields weapons, all that stuff. Then you get DJ Moore, who's a deep threat, which is really good for us. He's 25 years old. He's cost controlled for a couple of years, at least 2 or 3 years. And then it's going to help Claypool and Mooney too, because there's going to be a lot of attention on Moore. So I think all around, we literally just obliterated the Panthers for the next few years. We took their capital in the draft. We got their best weapon, honestly. So even if they get a quarterback in the draft at number 1, who's he going to throw to? because they just gave us their best
Yeah.
weapon. I mean, we literally robbed them. We should have had the cops called on us. But,
Oh, the TikToks I've seen making fun of them is it's crazy what's going on. But now I've been seeing reports that Carolina is looking at moving out of the number one pick. So I
yeah,
don't
now
know if
they're
they
trying to
grabbed it.
trade back. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they grabbed it early because they grabbed it early. They grabbed it pretty early. So I'm sure like okay, the Colts, they're gonna need, somebody. I could see Carolina trading back to the number 4 pick with the Colts and not getting like so much in return, but they could end up, maybe getting the quarterback that they want. But either way, I mean, to move up to the number 1 pick, give up what you did. DJ Moore is a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. He's
Yes.
fantastic. I had the problem with him is that even with not a problem, but even with the crap quarterback play that he's had, he still puts up 1,000 yards. I think now going into a better offense, Justin Fields has got the big arm. I think this helps out everyone around because Mooney and Claypool are not number 1 wide receivers.
Right.
That's going to be DJ Moore. Claypool's a solid number 2, and now you can put Mooney in the slot and just have him run the deep route, which is going to help for the underneath because you also have Komet, who's a fantastic tight end. So. And now Montgomery's still sticking around, right?
Yeah, for now. For now.
Yeah. So I think the Bears' offense next year is going to be really good, and now you guys can kind of concentrate on the defense in the draft, and you guys have all that, all the cap space. You guys have a ton of cap space, almost 100 million in cap space.
Yeah, actually, the DJ Moore trade, there's like a 20 million. I don't know enough about this part, but I read something like he's got a $20 million contract cap something. So it puts us at like the cap floor for 2023. So we actually have more money to spend on good quality players. So I'm like, okay, that's also good as well. Like we'll take this whole trade was a win for it, and it's finally good to see something getting done that should have been done. I mean, Fields was obviously going to be your quarterback. I mean, it didn't make sense to trade him away. He's already proven that he can just run and score the ball. So now that he has weapons and he can be mobile, yeah, you're exactly right. Now we need to focus on the defense in the draft. So,
see, and here's my problem with what Carolina did is I get like you weren't going to get a quarterback at number 9. I get it, and you do need a quarterback, but you could have gone out and you could have gone for Carr. You could have made a trade for Jameis Winston in the Saints. I know a lot of people talk smack on him, but he's someone that can still start for you while you're still rebuilding. They have a really good defense, and now Carolina does not play in a very good division. Like who's good in that division now?
right.
They don't
have any weapons.
The Bucks. I don't know if they're going to roll a Trask or what they're going to do, but that's a really weak division. But the problem is now Carolina has given up their best offensive weapon. So now you're going to draft a quarterback, and who's he going to throw to? What's he going to do?
It's interesting that Carolina. So they drafted Matt Corral. I guess they don't like what they see. I mean, I don't think he actually played at all last year, unless he played like a couple of games here or there. But apparently they don't believe in him either. So, and he was I forgot what round pick he was, like 2 or 3, something like that.
I can't remember offhand. I know some people did think that he was going to end up being the starter, but clearly Carolina has made that obvious. And Carolina could get lucky. Someone might actually come in and like blow the, just completely like offer them a ridiculous trade. They might fall in love with someone in the draft, and they might even trade out of it. If they can kind of get back what they put into the trade, I could see them doing it, but there must have been someone they really, really like to do it.
Right.
I'm wondering if the Colts and them were looking at the same guy. Because Houston has the number 2 pick, and they need a quarterback. I know that they were linked to Jimmy Garoppolo, but I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo going from a contender to a rebuilding team.
Yeah, and a big rebuilding team.
Yeah. Actually, I think Garoppolo would work pretty well in Tampa Bay, to be honest.
He could, yeah. They got weapons. I mean,
They got a decent defense. The only thing is they don't have a run game, which I think Jimmy Garoppolo needs to be successful. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's been a lot of talks about him going to the Raiders too, and my friends are pissed.
yeah.
They're so mad that my buddy was like, "I will retire from life if he signs with the Raiders."
No, for sure. And then
Yeah,
even with the ninth pick, when the Bears have the ninth pick, they could get that. What's his name? The defensive tackle, Jalen Carter.
there's
I
a
think's his
lot of
name.
guys. There's a lot of guys. This is a good defensive line draft. I've
Yeah,
even seen stuff that you guys could even go offensive line at the number 9 too.
could. I mean, that would even help us even more. It would help David Montgomery too to get some good offensive line people to help block and do whatever. Right. I mean, that's another thing we need to work on. So it'll be interesting season. There's been a lot of moves in the NFL. It'll be an interesting season next year.
Yeah,
And
there's
see
a
how it all
report Odell
shakes out.
Beckham is trying to get $20 million a year to come back.
Yeah.
Odell, no one's paying you $20 million. I know
No.
you're not listening, but I'm letting you know right now. Don't ask for no $20 million.
Odell
You
Beckham,
haven't
if
had
you're
a
listening to our
1,000-yard receiver.
podcast.
Yeah, he hasn't had 1,000-yard. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2019.
Yeah.
And he's missed what? He's gotten hurt like back-to-back years. So I don't know. I wouldn't mess with that. Oh, you know what? And Jalen Ramsey
I
he
just was
just
going
got
to say
traded
that.
to
Yep.
the Dolphins.
You did.
I completely forgot about that. I think it made me think about the Rams, but that's a good move by the Dolphins.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good move. They play in a good division. So, and they're going to need it over there on the AFC. They're going to need secondary help with the way everyone slings the rock. Now, other stuff I want to talk about that me and you didn't even discuss about. You know what's going on with Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase, right? Have you heard all that stuff?
No, I haven't heard about that at all.
So there's an investigation going on Joe Mixon. Apparently, some kids were playing in his yard, and he had a gun. He shot at him and shot an 11-year-old.
What?
Yeah, my buddies. I didn't hear anything. All of a sudden, it was just the group chat that I'm in with people was just going off, and I was like, "What happened?" I was at work, so I didn't get like an alert or nothing. They were like, "Yeah, supposedly Joe Mixon shot a kid."
Not fatally, I hope. I mean, the kid's okay.
No, it was in the leg.
Wow.
I'm sure there's more to this story. That's just like the basis of like what I heard. So the other thing is Jamar Chase's baby mama says that she has some videos and stuff that could end his career.
Oh,
Because
boy,
remember coming out of the draft, there was that whole report that he had been putting hands on her.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're just having problems right now and she's threatening to, release some stuff, whether it's true or not. You hear stuff about like this all the time that's not true, but could you imagine if Jamar Chase, like just say that's true, Jamar Chase gets into trouble, Joe Mixon gets into trouble, all of a sudden the Cincinnati's offense is nobody because T. Higgins right now is also a free agent.
Yeah, this could all be very detrimental to the Bengals.
Yep, and they're my favorite team in the AFC. I root very hard for the Bengals, so I don't know. That's going to be another interesting thing. So keep an eye on Jamar Chase cards. Yeah. And Joe Burrow's cards will be another one. Obviously, I've never been at a show and someone was like, "Hey, you got a Joe Mixon auto." I'm not really worried about his stuff.
Yeah,
but
no, it's Chase and Burrow out of those three for sure. People are looking for.
Yeah, so that is going to be interesting to see how that goes. So you know how the off season goes. So right now, a lot of people's cards are down anyways because it's the off season. But I'm interested to see what the rest of the NFL has for the rest of the season, or off season, I should say, and then the draft, and then we'll see how cards start developing after that. Especially with I thought the wide receiver rookie class last year wasn't that strong, so I'm actually interested to see some of these teams will bring in competition, which is going to end up, veteran competition, which could turn around and kill some of these guys' what their value is basically on the cards.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to make all my sports bets and have them all lose like usual.
Yeah, that's the point.
So.
Oh, you know what? Someone was showing a stat on betting as well, and I think it was from since 2010. So he was saying if you bet on every single over since 2010, he was showing like if you had bet like X amount of money, you would have lost money.
Yeah, I
Then if
believe
you had
it.
bet if you had bet every under, guess what?
What?
You would have lost money.
I believe that too.
So no matter what, you can't just say, "Well, I'm going to bet all of this and I'm going to bet all of this, and hopefully one way or the other I make money," because they both lose money. So,
He
uh,
was probably looking at my FanDuel account because it doesn't matter. It just loses all the time.
yeah, but you know what? There's two different types of gambling. There's the addiction of gambling, and then there's the well, you know what? I'll give it a go. Maybe I'll get lucky and win a few bucks. Never gamble what you're not. It's the same thing what I say in sports cards. Do not buy what you're not willing to lose, and don't gamble what you're not willing to lose as well.
Yeah, I made a real quick. I made a parlay last. I'm not gonna even log into it. It's gonna take me a while, but I made a parlay last night. I don't even know if I won it. I didn't even check it. I forgot about it until we just talked about it. Doesn't matter. It lost. I mean, I don't have to look at it to know it probably lost, but that's just my luck when it comes to betting. But
Yeah.
speaking of betting, let's go into the biggest segment, right? With the TikTok ban. So let's get into this. So card breakers are getting banned on TikTok. Everyone is pretty familiar with that already. So I have here, there was an email sent to one card breaker that reached out to TikTok, and they said, unfortunately, our legal team made these changes. We pushed back for months because this is how our sellers make their livings. But evidently, we were told we have to let our sellers know of this change policy. So anything surprise based. So if I open a box and we don't know what's in it, that's a form of gambling in their eyes. They'll ban me if they catch me. So it's kind of like that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can. But so anything
Well,
based giveaway entries is included in that. The wheel spin, duck
really.
races, all that. If they catch you doing it, you're banned.
Okay, I can see duck races because, like, I guess a form of like horse, like you know how you go when you bet on the horse racing or whatever. But if you buy a box, I know what's in it. There's cards
Yeah.
inside. There's
Buying
no
a
surprise.
now here's the difference. And this tell me how this makes sense. You can buy a box from me, but you can't participate in a break with multiple boxes because you don't know what you're going to get. It's like, but if you buy a box from me, you still don't know what you're going to get. Doesn't make
That's
sense. Same
weird.
either way.
But you know what else is interesting? Some of the bigger breakers, I follow some of the bigger breakers. They, I haven't seen them not going live breaking. Now, one of the guys that I follow, and I'm not going to say names. There's a guy I follow, right? And I don't really buy from him. I enjoy his lives. He actually maybe there is something to that because I was thinking the other day, I'm like, why is he not getting banned? Like he has like 400 people in his room all the time, and he's never getting banned. But you know what? He doesn't do breaks.
Oh, really?
He doesn't do break. He is always selling out on like just individual boxes.
Really? People are just doming boxes like crazy?
People are doming box. I've sat in there multiple times. I just watch people drop like $1,000 like it's nothing in his room. He has kind of off the wall stuff like, and I don't know if they make some of their own stuff, but it's a lot of like the hit parade type stuff.
Yeah.
But he has really cool like it's like a lot of memorabilia stuff. It's not necessarily cards. A lot of memorabilia stuff in there that he sells, and some of it's not cheap. So maybe it does. But I've been scrolling through. I've been seeing a lot of guys still doing breaks though. A
Hey,
lot of
so have
guys
I.
doing breaks.
But I have
So
noticed a big change though. Like these people, like when I used to go live, I still go live on TikTok till I got banned 2 days ago. But basically, I've seen people go on there and, you know, I lost my train of thought there because I saw you drinking from that straw. I'm like, I wonder what he's drinking there. I completely forgot what I
oh,
was
it's
going to
just
say.
water.
But
I'm intermediate fasting. It's all I can have right now.
oh, really? Okay. So, but yeah, no, I've seen people break. But I have noticed, like, so when I would go live and 100 people would come in and then it would dwindle down back to 10. I can't get more than 8 people in the start of the stream to, when it just pushes your live into the For You page. It's like 8 people. I got to invite everyone to come see it, or it's like they don't see it. Which is interesting. Backyard Breaks, I mean, they're doing breaks daily and they have the biggest following. TikTok's not going to ban them. They bring so much people to TikTok every day. They're 2,000 people watching a stream for hours a day.
No,
TikTok's not
not
getting rid of them.
anymore. Not since Nick left.
Nick
I
left.
went into so Nicky Rips, you didn't hear about that?
No.
He left Backyard Breaks. He wouldn't drop names when he left. He did a video explaining why he left. Someone went and tried to claim his name legally. They tried to LLC his name.
Wow.
What is it called again? When you when you don't want anyone to use your name or brand or whatever.
Like a trademark or
Yeah,
trying to get a trademark.
That's what it was. Yeah, they tried to take his name.
Wow.
No talking to him, no nothing. They went off and I want to say it went as far as they filed everything. So I don't know if he's going to go by a different name, but he left. He's not on Backyard Breaks. And I know he was one of the favorites on the show. I actually sometimes will watch Backyard Breaks because I do like watching the hits, but the other day they only had like 600 something people in there, which is very low for them.
He's the main one, right? That like it's super loud and
no, that's I don't remember that person's name, but yeah.
I was gonna say guest appearance by. No, just kidding.
Yeah, but he's still there. The white guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him.
I don't even know if I can do his impersonation, but he's the guy that's like, I can't believe we're gonna pull the logo, man. Buy into the break.
Yeah, dude. So but he's gone. He's no longer there, and they've seen a big decline in the amount of people that they've had during their lives. So
yeah, it's interesting because a lot of breakers, like for me too, I know TikTok isn't the answer. So where does a lot of people go? I mean, everyone talking about this. I don't even know if it's a new app. People started going to Clapper. I downloaded it and went on there, but I know nothing about that app. I just started just going on there. A lot of people might go to Whatnot. A lot of people don't like their fees, but me and you were kind of texting back and forth about that. I mean, really, that's your best bet, right? I mean, they take care of everything for you, and people go on there because they know what they want to buy. They know I'm here for sports cards. That's why they're looking at your streams. They're clicking the categories. So maybe people go there and just pay the fee, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I do enjoy Whatnot, and I don't mind buying from Whatnot because, like I said, there's so much competition on Whatnot that you can't be too high on your prices, and two, you can't be a crappy seller, or you're just gonna drown. You know, because there is a lot of competition. So, but what I will say is I've seen more people have success when it comes to breaking on there when they buy like a fresh case of a product and they just break it over the course of a life. They might do one box at a time and sell teams for just a couple bucks each, or I've seen them throw like 2 or 3 boxes at a time. Like say it's a 12 box case, right?
Yeah.
They might do like 3 breaks of 4 boxes, or they might do 3 of 4, or whatever they end up doing. But those are the ones that I've noticed have had the best success. And I think the reason being is because if you can get into a break for just $5, I mean, what's the risk of $5? $5 plus shipping, but really what's the risk? You're not risking much.
Right.
I actually like going in when they do like half case breaks. That's anytime I've gotten into anything like that, that's when I've had my most successes getting a good team on a half case break.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of breakers on there lately. I haven't pulled the trigger to buy into any because they are raising the prices to cover the Whatnot fee. So I've noticed breaks of like the break I'm doing is 8 hobby boxes. I'm doing 75 a team, but I'm seeing 75 a team for like half of that. I'm like, oh yeah, can't buy into that.
Well, And it depends on the product. I noticed like if you can get the new product immediately, like Bowman's Best just
Yep.
released. That's $300 something a box, but there's not very many cards in there. But
Right.
people are willing to pay that because it's the new. Everyone's into the new product. Remember, the tops that just dropped. What, a month ago? That's all died down now.
Yeah. It is
You know,
the fascination to buy into what's new.
yeah. So I think if you can get in, like, whenever like new products going to drop, if you can get into the I guess you could say you just go on, like, if it's like tops, you just go onto their website and you're able to get their product when it drops. People are willing to pay the extra money because they're so obsessed with like getting that new product, the new cards, the new hits. They want to be the first ones to slap up, you know, the new cards and get them on the market and sell them for a little bit more than what they might go for a month later down the road. So I think
Yeah.
I think as a breaker, like for you, for instance, I think maybe after this, maybe look at what's coming out, in the next couple months and prepare to try to buy the brand new product and just break it immediately. Maybe just say F it, buy a case and be like, fresh case. Let's get
Yeah.
it.
Might have to. Because I mean, you got to, like I said in the beginning of doing this podcast, and even when I started breaking, you have to adapt constantly because things are always going to change. You can't get in your routine, and then you're going to be screwed because you don't know where to go from there. So I get irritated, especially when I got banned for TikTok said I was selling illegal firearms. I'm like, okay, I know the break is fire, but come on, I didn't know I was gonna get banned for it. No, just kidding. But it's like, I don't know. So yeah, I'll adapt and see what happens. So a lot of breakers probably will stop. They get banned from TikTok, they'll probably just say F it and won't go anywhere else. So
I will say this: when I was breaking on TikTok, TikTok was very inconsistent. Like, there would be times where I would fill a break in 15, 20 minutes. There was times I was on there for 3 hours and I'm like, dude, no one's buying.
yeah.
But then I would go to Whatnot and the traffic is just constantly going, constantly going, constantly going. The key that I found that would sometimes sell teams fast, especially when you're like more than halfway, maybe there's a few really good teams, is I would always have my giveaway ready, right? And I would have the giveaway on the side, and I would let people know what I'm giving away because people will stick around in the room if they know that you're going to do a decent giveaway.
Yeah.
There was one time I remember I was doing a blaster giveaway, and that was one of the fastest times I sold out in my break. Because people saw that I was giving away good stuff. So
Right.
I think with Whatnot, yeah, the fees do suck, but at the same time, it would be no different than selling off of eBay or something, and they got their fees on stuff.
Yeah.
So you just gotta figure out how much profit you need to make to feel comfortable because there's a lot of things that, like, if you never have been a breaker before, I don't think people understand the stuff that you don't think about. You might just look at the cases that are out there and you're like, oh well, he only spent like $1,200. Why is he charging this much? Well, okay, penny sleeves, top loaders, your time to do all the break and take care of all that. Then you have to separate all the cards to the buyers. You have to get all your shipping supplies. Then you have to get all the shipping stuff ready to go, package everything, make sure everything's good to go. Then you ship it out.
Yep.
Okay. People don't realize how much time that takes on the back end, that they don't see. Like, sure, like, okay, we sat here for 2 hours and I did breaks for 2 hours. I did a couple breaks. Let's say I did like 3 breaks, right? They don't understand that behind the scenes, you still have probably another 4 hours worth of work.
Oh yeah. Easy. Easy. Every time I do a break, luckily my wife is very supportive and she'll organize the cards. I've said that before when I come off work, and it saves me a lot of time. But you're paying for the convenience, right? So people go, well, I can go get that for this much at the card store. Okay, you can go to the card store and go do that, but it's just like ordering DoorDash. You can go to the restaurant and get food, or you can order it and come to your house for convenience. You're paying a little more on DoorDash's app, right? Well, the same thing for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You can buy these cards from me and not even leave your couch. You're going to pay more for the premium service, and that's just how it
Yeah,
is. I mean,
or you could buy online. A lot of stuff that I see at card shops is way cheaper to buy it online myself.
right.
You know, but it might be 11 o'clock at night. I might be bored in bed. Want to buy some cards? Well, what's the best thing to do?
Yep. That's how I've been kind of looking at it.
Buy into a break.
When I started doing this, I would look at it like I got to find people. I got to get, people in here to break like I was like desperate for them. Now I treat it like a business where I'm like, yeah, it's a premium service. If it's a little out of your budget, I mean, just like DoorDash, then go to Red Lobster and get your own crab meal or whatever. You don't have to order it and have it come to your house and pay 5-10 extra bucks, and then tip too. You got to tip the guy that's bringing it. So
Yep.
you're paying an extra $15 to eat when you could have just went and got it. Well, if you want to go, this optic hobby box I'm giving away, yeah, you can go buy it, but you can do this from the comfort of your home.
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to mention. So, in your break, you're doing a hobby box giveaway, a freaking free hobby box. You don't even have to buy into the break. It's a free hobby box, and people act like you're pulling their leg to like get into the entry. So, in order to get into the entry, all you have to do is go to our YouTube page, subscribe,
And
and
that's it.
go and just and that's it. And that's all you have to do. You just have to show that you're subscribed. And people are acting like, oh, I gotta go do all that. Dude, you can literally you could stay watching this break, open up YouTube, find us, hit the follow, and then just give out your number.
And
Is
you're
what
in.
you have 75 spots, right?
Yep. And 60 spots, but it's not even like a cheap hobby box. Like it's this one right here, Optic Choice, 3 autographs. We pulled fire from here. You can get a Bobby Witt autograph, right? Julio Rodriguez, whatever. You can get a lot of good 3 autographs and numbered cards. That's over $100 hobby box. All you gotta do is
And
go
anytime
follow
I've
us.
seen those rip, they're always rookie autographs too.
Yeah, we pulled the Wander
And
Franco number to 15 out of the first off the line one.
yep,
But
yep.
yeah, you'd act
So
like I'm trying to sell them
yeah.
COVID or something. They just
Yeah,
want no
it's
part
not
of it.
like it's not that big of a deal. Like just it's just I don't know. Some people they just want stuff handed to them. I don't know why. It's like another one. My buddy, the one that I gave the cards to,
Mhm.
he actually messaged him. He had a small lot up for sale. The guy messaged him like, "Hey, like, do you think you could just send that stuff to me for free?" And my buddy's like, well, why would I do that? He's like, well, I'm starting a card store and I need product. And my buddy's like, so go buy some product.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, what's so
I'm not
hard
gonna
about
just send
that?
you stuff. It is just funny. Like, and you know what else I've seen a lot of, and I see this all over the place is guys will come in and ask for all the base to be sent to them if they'll be like, hey, do you
Oh
send
yeah,
base? And like if they say like no, they're like, hey, can you send it to me?
yeah. It's like
They want it for free. It's crazy.
yeah, and that's another thing too. Like I always send base to the customers because I feel like you paid for the spot, you should get everything that ripped out of here. But I see some people do rips and they don't send the base cards. I'm like, well, why? I bought that. Like, just give it to me. Well, we'll save on
Yeah,
shipping and all that. Well, you decided to be a breaker. That comes with the territory. I paid for all those cards. Send them to me.
Well, the one thing that I've noticed, like on Whatnot, for instance, when they say that they're not sending out base, Whatnot, I'm paying for the shipping. Like I want all my cards. Not only am I paying for the shipping, but I'm paying for that team. So whatever hits, like I want my cards, whether it's base or not. Because, like for instance, for like what I'm doing right now is I'm actually going through all my base right now. I keep all my base. I'm going through all my base, and if I have a complete set, I sell the base as a complete set for like $50.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money, but it's a great way to get rid of cards that you probably aren't going to do anything with. And there's also some people that just like to buy just $5, and I'll send you like freaking 20 Shohei Otani base cards. Like some people collect like that,
Yeah.
and people don't understand that. Like there can be small amounts of money made elsewhere. It's not a lot, but I mean, hey, $5 for cards that are just sitting around I'm not going to do anything with, sure. Let me send them off. Like you pay for the shipping, I'll hook it up.
Right. For sure. What else you got?
I'm good for tonight. I think
Yeah.
we got into what we wanted to.
That flew by pretty quick. I'm like, it's 40 minutes already. We barely started, didn't we?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
that's always a
No,
good
it
thing.
did go by quick.
Well, yeah. So thank you guys for supporting. Always listening to us every week. We did not go live this week. We'll go live next week when we're back to full support. Do me a favor, guys. You've been seeing QR codes throughout the episode. Click here to buy into the huge baseball break we were talking about. 2 hobby boxes of Shohei Ohtani rookie year. Ronald
And
Acuna
Acuna.
rookie. Yep, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Acuna.
That's the one I'm going for, gentlemen.
Yeah, and you actually got a spot in there. So you got the Astros. Jordan Alvarez is in there. Jeremy
Yeah, and I
Pena from
PC Jordan Alvarez, so I was really happy to get that Jeremy. And then with the new product, Jeremy Pena is a really big sell right now.
yep.
So yeah, I'm
So
pretty
yeah,
happy with that team.
click the QR code to buy into that. It'll take you to the website where you can buy a spot, and then also click here to become a monthly supporter of the podcast. We always appreciate the support, and we'll use your kind donations to hopefully get Josh back on here, maybe next time. But
Buy him some sleep.
yeah, buy him some sleep. So other than that, appreciate everyone coming in and supporting us. So we will see you next week. Talk to you later, Scotty.
Adios.